The Arc of Attrition is a notoriously difficult course to get the correct shoe choice for. It's a 100-mile coastal path race in the southwest of England, involving technical coast path running, non-technical trails, and long sections of road running. So getting a shoe that can manage all these terrains is often quite difficult. Today we're going to discuss my shoe choices for my recent second place finish at Arc of Attrition by UTMB 100 miler. So most people come to the race with one or two shoe options that they will change during the course of the event. The shoes I chose for the event were the Saucony Peregrine 14 and the Topo MTN Racer 3. The characteristics I was looking for when choosing a shoe was long enough lug length to deal with the technicality of the course, decent enough cushioning in the midsole so my foot was comfortable for the duration, and an outsole that was able to deal with the rugged nature of the course. So why these two shoes? Basically, I spent a lot of time training in them leading up to the event and reviewing them for the channel, and found them really comfortable while I was doing my long coast path running. The Saucony Peregrine 14, it's got a 5mm lug, which is plenty long enough to deal with the terrain. It's got a rock plate in the forefoot, which will offer protection from heavy impacts on rocks, which was likely to occur during the course of the event. The midsole itself is Saucony's Power Track cushioning, which I found really comfortable and quite responsive, and the shoe feels really fast when running on flat sections. So I thought this would be a great shoe to wear coming off the technical paths and the non-technical paths onto the road sections. Unfortunately, the outer sole, which is made from a loose woven mesh, I had some significant issues with. Approximately 50 kilometers into the race, I noticed that the right-hand shoe was starting to fray just where the outer sole comes in contact with the overlays. And unfortunately, by the time I'd got to approximately 90 kilometers in at Land's End, I had some significant tearing in the outer sole, as you can see here, and on the left-hand shoe, even more so. So very big tear in the side of the shoe. So I was quite happy to get to the aid station at Land's End, where I was able to change my shoe. By and large, I love a Saucony Peregrine. I've had multiple versions of the shoe. I've had the 12, 13 and 14. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time this has happened to me. During UTMB in 2023, I wore a Saucony Peregrine 12 for the last 80 kilometers of the race, and I had a similar tear on the left-hand shoe, just where the overlay of the outer sole meets the mesh. So as much as I love this shoe, unfortunately the Saucony Peregrines are going to have to be relegated into the training only shoe zone from now on, because I feel like I can't take the risk with the outer sole tearing again like this. From Land's End, I wore the Topo MTN Athletic 3, as we can see here. So 6mm lugs on the outside, Vibram Mega Grip outsole, Topo's own zip foam cushioning in the midsole, which is very comfortable, and offers relatively good responsiveness. I don't feel this shoe is as fast as the Saucony Peregrine on the flat, but I was happy to get into this shoe at that point because I'd had some significant issues slipping around in this shoe, obviously from the breakdown in the outer sole. The section from Land's End that leads to St. Ives has a very tricky section in it where there's a lot of boggy, wet running. So I was really happy to have these shoes with the 6mm lugs, the Vibram Mega Grip outsole, and I felt like I had relatively good traction going through that section. From St. Ives to the end of the course, the trails become non-technical and you can do a lot of running in this section. I found the shoe really comfortable. I was moving really well on the non-technical trails. There was a long section of road which I was kind of thinking that this shoe wasn't going to be super comfortable on just with the length of the lug, but it held up really well, and I was really happy to get to the end of the course feeling pretty comfortable in this shoe. So these are the two shoes I used for a second place finish at Arc of Attrition by UTMB. And the shoe that won, the shoe that I saw running away from me by the overall winner, Lewis Ryan, was a Scarpa Spin Planet, which we've reviewed previously, and generally I think is one of the most underrated shoes on the market at the moment. If you want to see the review on that, please see our previous videos.